Welcome back to Ales and Fails Miniatures. I'm Gannon.
And I'm Nikki.
And today we are reviewing the GaryCon exclusive Young Gold Dragon miniature. I've been pretty excited about this one. It was a exclusive release for GaryCon. They put a couple on their website for a short period of time, missed it then, and then they brought it back again and happened to luckily get it before they sold out again on their website. So I've been really looking forward to this one, and I'm excited to get into it.
It's really cool.
Let's get after it. All right, and here it is. This miniature is awesome. One of the first ones that actually comes on a hoard, which is awesome. The hoard itself is very, very detailed, which with each coin being separate almost. Looks very nice there. The only thing I will say paint job wise is they could have done a little bit better on the coloring of the gems, making them a little bit more shiny to make them look more realistic. And the wings themselves, they did an amazing job where the plates actually go out to the spikes on the wings. Very clean lines, not a lot of overlap, which I see a lot in pre-painted miniatures, so very impressed with that.
I also really love the hoard pile that he's on. I also love the attention to detail, that there's some chest and a bottle, and even if you look directly under the foot he's standing on, there's actually a chest piece of armor, which is really, really cool. I would have to agree, his wings are really stunning. It is not like he's a gold dragon, but there's multiple layers of gold, and the difference between his wings gold and his actual scales gold is really beautiful. And I agree, the attention to detail is just absolutely awesome. Look at his cute little face.
Yeah, the whiskers on the face are awesome. The different colors between the actual horns and different whiskers. Gold dragons are one of the only ones with whiskers other than the time dragon. So very, very, very awesome miniature. This is one I really have been excited for a while. I do also like the size. The size comparison from the young dragon to the adult is actually pretty accurate, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Especially since, again, that is young. They could have made it a little bit bigger, in my opinion. Still very nice, especially for such a large box. They could have made it a little bit larger, so I do love the miniature. They just could have made it a tiny bit bigger, but at that point you're starting to get too close to adults, I guess, at the same time. So
another attention to detail I really enjoy that you'll see between both of these guys is as a dragon ages, its pupils will actually dissipate until the eyes actually take on a shiny liquid gold appearance, which you can start to see in the young. So, which is actually kind of a cool detail.
oh yeah. Yeah, they've gotten rid of the pupils and made it to where it has become yellowish gold already.
Yep, but it's not quite the same luster as the adult, which I gotta appreciate the attention to detail on our little guy right here.
Gold dragons have been some of my favorite dragons since my first character was a golden dragonborn. So I've always enjoyed them. I love the miniatures. They look awesome. Gold dragons are the strongest and most majestic of the metallic dragons and are considered to be the apex of draconic race. Graceful and wise, they were relentless and dedicated foes of evil, injustice, and foul play, which is another huge reason why I love them. They just are constantly trying to fight evil, and that's sometimes, the reason why some people play D&D as a whole. So it's fun to have a couple different sizes.
And I also like, along with them being majestic, this amazing metallic dragon can often give off a scent of saffron and incense and even a faint smell of molten metal, which is kind of cool and goes along with his majestic vibe. And another really cool fun fact is, unlike other metallic dragons, golden dragons actually can breathe underwater.
Yeah, so. And I do believe have a swimming speed on their stat block, which is awesome. That's another just really cool factor about them compared to some of the other dragons. Despite being capable of eating almost anything, gold dragons tend to hunt large and dangerous monsters, which falls back to them fighting evil and things like that. But they were particularly fond of including pearls and gems in their diet. Older dragons even have the ability to supernaturally locate gems in the vicinity, which is cool by itself.
Yummy.
Yeah, and doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me why they'd want to eat gems, but
I mean, it makes sense why there's some in the miniature now, though. He might
Definitely.
need a snack.
yeah. Yeah, gold dragons definitely prefer to talk before fighting, using their intimidating presence and insight to determine if the fight was even necessary, to find advantages or to buy them time to cast preparatory spells. So that's just, they're much smarter and meticulous when it comes to fighting compared to some of the other dragons, which are much more archaic in a way.
Agreed. And speaking of, if they do decide that it is finally time to knuckle down and fight, they will choose to do spells such as Delayed Fire Blast and Fire Shield, along with other defense spells like Slow, Sleep, Maze, Cloud Kill, or even Globe of Invulnerability. Yikes.
Yeah. They do have breath weapons. They tend to use them more as a strategic ability compared to trying to just deal damage. They usually use them to scatter or wound foes just enough to where they can either make a break or split up the different enemies to where they don't have to fight them all at once. It does have an extremely powerful fire breath and cone of weakening gas, which is awesome. I actually did not know that until I started researching. I thought they strictly had the fire cone. Did not realize that they also have a cone of weakening gas, so that's another pretty cool fact about them.
Which also leads into them again, they really prefer not to fight. They'd rather weaken you or distract you or make you really confused and just kind of go about their business. But if he does decide, you better watch out.
Yeah, they aren't, when it comes to their layers, they aren't as picky as some of the other dragons, as long as it's made of stone, such as caves, castles, something like that. They do also tend to try to find secluded areas that are picturesque, like the side of a lake, something like that, just because I guess they are so majestic that a more majestic layer kind of suits them. So
I also read that their lairs possess some residual magic. While in its lair, a golden dragon has limited capabilities to glimpse into the future and to
cool.
banish its invaders into a plane of the dragon's own creation. Again, would rather talk it out or get rid of you than really fight. The region around the lair is also experiences some magical effects, such as banks of opulence and mists.
that haunt evil creatures and warn good creatures of danger. Again, that falls back to them being very righteous in a way.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
The dragon is also capable of establishing a telepathic contact with its sleeping creatures within 6 miles of its lair. And within 1 mile of its lairs, gems, pearls, and emit a faint light.
Yeah, which is really cool that they can sense them, number one, but number two, also the fact that all of them glow. So if you're an adventurer and you walk into the area and happen to have a pearl necklace or something like that,
Yeah.
it would begin to glow. So just a good warning sign to begin with. That's pretty awesome.
That is really cool.
Yeah, gold dragons like things like paintings and sculptures more than they do just strictly gold. They do obviously enjoy it. That's why it is on a pile of gold. But at the same time, they do enjoy more things such as the paintings and calligraphy, porcelains, things of those sorts. So they have a fascination for magical items as well, which I would assume the chest piece that it's standing on is probably some sort of magical item, and you could play that into the encounter that you have with the dragon, which is awesome. So that's just a really cool. I really like that they put it on a horde because, again, you don't see it very often, so it's very nice that they actually have a horde and they added magical items in that. So that's just a very cool aspect of this miniature. It was also common for them to magically ward their hordes so that it is impossible for any item to be removed without the dragon's knowledge. So they're,
is
again, very smart creatures that...
very cool. You're not going to sneak anything past him.
No. And again, just an awesome miniature as a whole. The sculpt is awesome. There is a little gap between where they connected the neck to the body. But I think that's probably the only thing that I dislike on it. Everything else is extremely clean. Mm-hmm. I do like the way that the tail, they actually folded its frills, I guess I would say, inward. Because in almost all the other ones, such as this, they are open. So I'm not sure if that is a young dragon thing. I don't believe so. I just think it's curling its tail around its hoard. And I really like that they changed that up a little bit.
It's a really cool detail again.
Yeah. So overall, an amazing miniature. Extremely excited that I finally got my hands on one. I was scared that I was not going to find one.
He was indeed hard to find.
Yeah.
Totally worth it in the end, though.
Definitely.
So cool.
Thanks for tuning in. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. New channel. Just trying to get you guys the miniatures as we can. Try to get them out as soon as possible for you guys. But yeah, this was the GaryCon exclusive Young Gold Dragon by WizKids. And we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.